Welcome to Interstage Left. I'm your host, Yvette Monique Clark. This is the spot where we kick it about all things theater, from on stage to backstage and even under the stage. We're talking stories, craft, and the passion that keeps the theater world alive. Let's get into it. Welcome, Kenney. Thank you
Well,
so much for joining me on Interstage Left podcast today.
thank you so much for having me.
Honey, let's get started.
Please
Um,
let.
what I always try to do for the folks that may listen or watch this, I want people to know where you came from because I believe that everybody has a story to get to the same stage that we all stand on. So the first thing I always ask is, where are you from?
I'm from Fresno, California.
I apologize for that.
Me too.
Oh, the people in Fresno gonna keep it, don't come for me. I know y'all.
Listen,
Don't come for
listen.
me.
But if I had not been born and raised in Fresno, California, I would not be who I am today.
That's true.
And
That's true.
it might have saved some lives.
That is a strong possibility. How long have you been in New York?
I've been to New York. I moved to New York in 1999.
You said 19.
Yes, in the other millennium, I moved to New York in 1900, in the year of our Lord, 1999.
I can't stop giggling. I stop giggling. I do this interview. Um, you wear many hats, and you've done many things. And when did you start performing? Like when did you know you wanted to perform?
I knew I wanted to perform. This is so funny. I knew that I wanted to perform. I think it was like fourth or fifth grade. I was a part of this choir at the school in Kingsville, Texas, of all places. I think we were at, and we did this. We did the Nutcracker, but it was not the Nutcracker. It was sung, and all the word like I remember one of the songs was like midnight in the house, the church bells chime. It was very kiddie school, and I was like, oh, I want to do this. Like it was fun. Didn't do it. Joined a church choir, of course, like you do. Uh, Came back to Fresno, was in a church choir, and then in high school, I wasn't in choir at all. And in sophomore year, I was whistling down the hall. This choir teacher, Mrs. Ross, heard me whistling, and she was like, "Stop! You can carry a pitch." And I said, "Yeah." And she's like, "You're joining the choir tomorrow." And that's how I ended up in the choir in high school. And she went to the counselor and rearranged my entire schedule. My mother was pissed. She was so angry, she did. The choir teacher rearranged my entire schedule, and I had like 0 hour theater, first period band, second period jazz band, third period chorus, show choir. There were no real subjects
Okay.
at
Okay.
all.
Oh, that's crazy. So you were involved in all these things in school. What did you settle on? What instruments do you play now? Always.
Well, the instruments I play now always are piano and trumpet,
Hmm.
but in school, uh, in junior high, my stepdad really wanted me to play the saxophone. So I joined the band and I went in there. I was like, I want to play the saxophone. And I got there late and all the saxophones were already passed out. They're like, there's too many saxophones, but you can play the trumpet. So I came home with the trumpet and my mom and dad were like, that's loud.
Yeah, we don't
But
want no trumpet up in the house.
yeah, but lo and behold, I got a scholarship to Fresno State University, playing in the Fresno State marching band.
Okay.
And I played trumpet all the way through until I left and came to New York.
Okay. Okay. And I know you personally. I know how you love a marching band. So can you talk about the marching band you're currently involved in?
I'm currently involved in two marching bands.
Mhm.
The first marching band is the Queer Big Apple Corps, which used to be the Lesbian and Gay Big Apple Corps of New York City. I started off as in the symphonic band with them, and then I joined the marching band a year later in 2017. I'm now the drum major of the band, and which led me to become a member of the Pride Bands Alliance, which is the international band of the entire LGBTQ community. And we just announced that we'll be marching in the Pasadena Rose Bowl parade this year.
That's what I'm excited about. I'm excited that y'all get to march in the Rose Parade. That's a big thing. That's a big deal.
It's a big thing,
That's a
and
big
we're the first gay and lesbian band to do so in its
that's
40-year history.
yeah. I remember I came out to watch you all march. And I got so emotional. I was like, why are you emotional? You're just marching, playing instruments. But it was so exciting to see. So I was like, oh, this is so good. Um, so I want to talk about your other talents as well, but I want to focus on your directing because um we all of us who perform on stage, we can do the lines and we can do the steps and we can do the thing, but most of us don't have the vision, right, of how a show should look or how people should move on stage. That's a different set of skills that a lot of us don't have. So I want to focus on what led you to being able to see the vision. How did you get to the point where you knew you could plot out a play or a musical?
That's interesting, and I guess I take it for granted sometimes
Mm,
uh, that I've had that trajectory. I do. I love being in shows. Although the older I get, we'll talk about what's happening right now in this show later. But the older I get, I'm like, yeah, this is for the birds. But but I do remember. I don't think I ever wanted to be on this side of the table
mm,
until my very first major thing was Smokey Joe's Cafe
mm-hmm,
and the national tour with Gladys Knight
mm-hmm. My
and
my godmother in my
their
head.
godmother. And I remember getting the call back, and I went back into to the callback, and sometimes in theater I'm not that blacktual, and I know that about myself, and I was not singing down like I should have been singing down, and I walked out of there and I was like, I did not get this role. And then I got called back again. And I was like, I don't understand what they see behind this table. Like, I don't think I belong here. Uh, but okay. And I went and saw the show. And then I came back and I was like, oh, I see what's happening. So then I got the call that I got the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the understudy, which is fine. So it was first major show. I'm understudying, paying your dues. Totally get it. I'm not that type of person that needs to be the big fish in a small pond. Like, I don't,
Mm-hmm.
I love being in any part of the theater, period. So I was ready to
Right.
learn. And we got to Maryland. We
Mm-hmm.
were teching in Maryland, and we went to go to opening night. And Joy McNeely and Lynn Sterling, who cast me in the show, pulled me aside to their table, and I don't know if I should say this. They told me something very encouraging,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll just keep the sentence to myself. They said
Right.
something very very encouraging, and Joey said, um, "This is where you should have been from the get go." And I walked away from that table with them offering me dance captain.
Okay.
So then I was dance captain for the show. Um, and then I think that's the bug that bit me. I was like, oh, because then learned step by step why they chose the songs in a certain order, why this was happening the way that it was, what story is being told in Act One, what story is being told in Act Two. Things that you really don't get all
Mm-hmm.
the time as a performer, and you definitely don't get as an actor or as a audience member, as anybody who has seen Cats will tell you. Um, you don't know why shit's happening, but when you're in the play, you're like, this makes totally sense. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so then I became obsessed with wanting to tell stories, wanting to tell the story.
Okay.
Um, and then time goes on. You still audition. You never know if that opportunity is going to happen for you again to work on that level, on that side of the table with those types of people. Then I got hired at University of Southern Indiana in New Harmony Theater with
Mm-hmm.
somebody who became my friend and my mentor, Elliot Wasserman.
Mm-hmm.
And for the next 7 years, I pretty much was Elliot's sidekick every summer. And I learned watching him direct. I learned he would start giving me scenes to direct. He would give me things to choreograph, even though I was the musical director. like it, that happened. Um, title was literally musical director, and I was choreographing and something. So it was great. Uh, but and then Elliot and I had a shorthand, and we started. And outside of our friendship, our working relationship was very strong. And then I decided that that's the type of director I wanted to be. I wanted to be able to tell a story because it was important to him to tell the story, and to let the act. What I love most about Elliot, to let the actors do what they do. This is the reason why I hired you. Do what you do, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll help build the story around you.
Right.
It's also how I learned to choreograph too. It's I know what I want it to look like, but these are the people that you have hired. So
Right.
don't give them shit they can't do.
Right. Right.
Give them the stuff that they can do that's going to help tell the story. Not
Right.
everything has to be Dance Masters of America, and it shouldn't be. I don't think. I
Right.
think there's a time and place for a dance show, and there's a time
Right.
and place where dance enhances the story.
Right.
So then I became
Yeah.
obsessed with that, and that's just how I lead now in plays or musicals. What story are we
Okay.
telling?
Okay. Um, how do you, I've worked with you? I have been uh, a piece of clay on your process. But what's your entry point to begin to work on a production? Like, how do you start? I know you probably read the play first, but how do you get to the place where you start to see what's going to happen to the show?
Well, I read this the play
Mm-hmm.
numerous times
Mm-hmm.
at different times of day, at different states of emotion for
Mm-hmm.
myself. Like
Okay.
I feel down right now. Maybe go over here and let me read the mountaintop.
Okay.
Or I feel very I feel very elated. Right, it's Black History Month. Let me go read the mountaintop. Like it's I and then at some point in time, I don't know when it happens. At some point in time, this is if I've been hired for the show already.
Right. Right.
I
Right.
do it numerous times, and at some point in time, it hits me what I feel like the message of the story is in that moment. And then I decide, well, how am I going to tell if this is what the message is? I've read it 4 times in a row now, and I keep getting this message. Then this is the story that needs to be told, and now I will build around that.
Okay.
If I haven't been hired for a show, I dream about it and I will it into existence, like
Mm-hmm.
Fences. Fences, I did. I've always wanted to direct it. I never knew I was going to get to direct it, and it literally fell into my lap.
Mm-hmm.
And I had
Mm-hmm.
before then, I had always known how I was going to direct it. I knew how I wanted to do it, and I knew who I wanted in it.
Me. It was an honor to finally get to do my Shakespeare's play. And I worked really hard to not, you never want to be the weakest link when you're on stage because that's crazy. But I knew I was standing with this man who's playing this role, and I was like, I can't get swallowed up on stage. So I hope that I achieved that. But yeah, yeah, that was a feather in my cap. I was like, I've just been Rose. Bloop.
Yeah. How did you feel about that process? Because I loved it.
I was like, we our Troy had so much to carry.
Yeah, he did.
And so immediately I decided to like be the shoulder he could lean on. I can't say your words, but I'm gonna look you in your face and be like, you got it. Come on. Not like, or
Right.
even if I had to try to give him a hint word or something, but he had so much to carry and so much to learn in such a short period of time. Because I think he came from another show at that point.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if he had a lot of time to do the back work, but he was phenomenal on stage. And so for me, it was like I knew I had to be off book because I watched what was happening, and I was like, I got you. I'm not gonna let you just be out here by yourself. You good.
Right.
And so it was a learning process for me. I've never done that to that extent for someone before. And so in my mind, I hope that it worked for him, but or helped him out rather. But yeah, it was I was nervous because I knew that I wasn't going to play her the way people thought I should or the way that people expected me to because I came at Rose with a different thought process. And so sometimes it's hard for me. This ain't my interview, Kenny, but I'm saying this one last thing is your interview. It wasn't I always play somebody iconic, and people have these preconceived notions when they see it because they've seen it before or they knew who had done it before. And so I have to find my way and find my path to make it the way I see it and not the way you think I should do it. That's enough about me.
Well,
Enough
I mean,
about
and that's a road that we both took. I mean, I had
me.
challenges too as directing it because I there are people who felt that it should have been directed a certain kind of way, and I was adamant
Hmm.
that they were not affluent, but they were not destitute and out. They were not
Right,
down and
right,
that them being poor to me was not the catalyst of this play.
right,
Troy making the wrong decisions for what he thought was the good was the
right,
catalyst of the play.
right,
And I did not want their financial situation be the umbrella over that.
right, right.
And which then changed how everything else trickled down for everybody else in the show. Uh,
Yeah,
and I think we did a great job with that.
I
Some
think
people
we did.
didn't. Some people were just like, I distinctly remember one fight. I was like, why is the grass brown? They, they would water their grass. I don't understand. I was hot.
I remember that. I was like, we fighting about grass, y'all. It's getting tight up here.
Well, I was like, I can't direct them anymore. They know what they're doing. The play is the play is the play. They've got to now. Got to look at the set. Why is the grass brown? Rose has paid the water bill. I promise. I
Yes,
promise.
she has. She most
Rose
certainly has paid the water bill.
Rose
Okay.
keeps right. She has purse string. She has a hold of the purse strings. Rose paid the water bill. Water the goddamn grass. Why is it brown? I can't.
Well, that's the key. That's the key. Um, when you work with actors, and we are a lot, as a collective, um, how do you wrangle us in so that we follow the process? Because I follow the process. How do you wrangle them into to because everybody comes from a different space of how they get into a show, how they learn their blocking, how they do their thing. How do you make it so that everybody's on the same page? What are the what's the process you use to make everybody on the same page with you? Is that I think that's what I'm trying to say. Because you have a unique way to direct, and it's brisk. And
I think that's the answer.
yeah, yeah, it's brisk.
The answer is I don't, and I really don't mean it to be this way on purpose. I think it's just because of just who I am in my mental state. I hate to say mental state, but I I have to get it out of my head onto people as fast as I possibly can. So I outline the show first, and then I go back and I color it in. And I also feel like, as an actor, one thing that I wished is we had time to explore in tech our characters more. Now that we have all the costumes, now that we have all the wigs, and now we know what the set piece actually looks like, and now we know what the lighting is going to look like. Now we know what the mood is. I feel like, oh, well, this is the time that we can play because
Right,
now everything's here.
right,
And I know not everybody works that way, and I know that's not what's taught in school or whatever. But almost every production that I've been lucky enough to direct or choreograph, that has been the process of the theater. So I've been able to do that. And I've been able to say, okay, now, since we have to hold right here so we can get this water working on here, let's go back and let's work this scene right here. So now we have time. Now that you
right,
know how long it takes to get down here and people turn around, you want to do that. How do you feel about walking over here and doing that now? What if you come through that door now? Like now we have time to do it because we're just sitting around for 12 hours in tech, getting mad at each
right,
other.
right.
Let's work on the play.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
and also I feel like if you sketch it out and you outline it, everybody in production now knows where everybody's gonna be.
Yes.
So then now we can go back and do what it is we need to do. We've given everything that they need to work with. Now we can go back and do
Right.
what we need to work with. And also I feel like it helps people memorize their lines better.
It
Say,
does.
case in point, and I'm sure my cast will be so happy to receive this right now. Uh, I'm in a show that I choreographed, and I
Hmm.
kept forgetting that I was in the damn show, including the one number and scene that I have, which is a huge dance number.
Right.
And because I've not been So I was thoroughly invested, and I'm very proud of the work that we've done on this show. But from the production end of it, so I was very invested production wise. As an actor in the show, I am 2.5 weeks behind the rest of the cast, and the song is hard. And since we've opened, I probably sung it correctly twice. And there's nothing more frustrating, humbling, disappointing than almost being 50 and watching an entire cast of 29 younger look at you and be like, "What you gonna say today, old man?" And for my face to be like, "I don't know,
Um,
but whatever it is, see you at the bow." I I wish I could do better. And, 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 and it's also, it's hard because I was directing another show at the time, so they were together for 2.5 weeks before I saw them
right,
becoming a group and a
right,
unit. And then
right.
I came in 2.5 weeks later. I was like, "Okay, y'all, it's time to dance." And then it came time to tech, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm in it."
Mm-mm.
Won't ever do that again.
See, there's still lessons that we can learn. You
Every
know what
day.
not to do. Yes, there are lessons that we still can learn in this whole world. Um, okay, so there are so many things when you direct a show that a director has to be oversee, right? You're not the head of things, but you got to sort of maneuver like the sound, the lights, the costumes and stuff like that, because that's also part of your vision. How do you collaborate with these people so that everybody sees the same thing? Sometimes it doesn't happen so smoothly, but how in general, how do you get everybody to collab and see your vision?
Um, it's believe it or not, it's by theater. It's
Mm,
literally by theater. There are some theaters that I've had to put in a whole prospectus and a whole presentation about, "This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to direct it. This is da da da." And we present to everybody, and everybody on the board or the staff, the executive staff, has to sign off, and which that's the game, and I get that, and I don't have a problem with that. And then there are other theaters, uh, the theater I'm working at right now. I I will work at this theater every single time I get a chance to on the directing end. They probably won't let me be on the stage anymore, but on the directing end, I have been blessed with the fact that the executive director knows how to cast a show, knows it, like he's talent first. So it is rare that I have been at an audition for any show I've directed for this theater. I've been handed the cast. I've been handed the set design. I've been handed who my sound designer is. I've been handed my lighting designer, and I have not been upset or misguided, not one time.
mhm.
And I we do have production. I probably like go to one or two production meetings during the whole setup to it, and I say what I see, and they tell me what they've got, and then I show up to the theater every single time, and I look out on the stage or I look out to the warehouse, and I'm like, "Wow, let's play," and
Okay.
that's beautiful because
Mhm.
then that means every single person who has been hired is on their ship, and it also. I wish more directors would realize, and I'm sure more tech people would feel this way. Yeah, you're the director, and yes, it's your vision, but also these people are artists too.
Yes.
So the lighting designer has got to be able to create his or her lights.
Yes.
The, the costumer needs to be able to direct or create their costumes, their set
Yes.
pieces. It's their art too.
Yes.
Um, so it's not a city state. Everybody's got to play the game together. You can
That's true.
guide where you want to go, but everybody's got to play the game together.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my whole thought process when I walk into a space. Um, and my very first interview, my guest said, everybody that touches the stage is part of the thing.
Period.
And I'm like, yep, they sure are. And I think that we forget that because it's like being the lead singer in a band. You only want to come to see the singer, but you forgot about the band. Like you
There's no
can't
music without them.
you can't do the thing if you don't have the band. So
Right.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
no music without them. You'll be singing a cappella,
yeah,
acapulco.
yeah. Acapulco. So this is gonna make me laugh. How do you deal with creative disagreements with actors and designers and such besides firing them?
Why did you say besides firing them? Why'd you say that? You heard something?
Inside joke, everybody.
Somebody say something about firing? That's crazy.
Oh man. But on a serious note, how do you smooth that over so the working situation like can continue? Because everybody's not going to agree. And people, because we are all artists, we have egos. And so we all have to be in that room with our egos and try to like, make a show on one accord.
I well, first of all, I'm not above apologizing. So
Okay.
if I blow up at somebody, and I think that happened during one of the rehearsals for this show, or if there's a situation, I have no problems apologizing if it's if somebody feels their way about what I've said or what I've done, um and I hope that other people would want to do that too. I try my best to smooth things over by having a sidebar conversation.
Hmm.
I try not to have the sidebar conversation because if I have to have a sidebar conversation, everyone will know why I'm having it.
Right. Right. Right.
Because I don't have a problem. Be like, can we take a five?
I've been there. Seen that.
But
Uh,
it really doesn't happen that often. I don't get mad in theater often. I really don't. I get upset when someone is purposely pulling punches so the work can't get done.
okay. A
I.e.,
disruptor. Mm-hmm.
right. I.e., a sound designer who won't plug up the mics correctly.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go.
Yeah, I could see where that. Mm-hmm. um. So, we have all of us have worked in small theaters, tiny ones, postage stamp stages. So when you direct at a place that has a limited budget or time constraints creatively, how do you juggle that? How do you like make it work when you know you got $75 to do a whole show? Like how do you how do you make that work?
It's funny because we Adam and I just talked about getting rid of the storage unit because we need to do some things. Um, if I walk into a situation like that, I already know this is when I had a Jeep. Maybe I think my mental state of getting rid of the Jeep was because of this. I
Okay.
I used to have no problems being like, oh, y'all don't got that? Let me go to the storage unit. Let me go find somebody else who has it. Let me go put it in my car. I'll do it. You somebody to sew these costumes? I'll do it. I'll go shopping for it. Like I don't. I've come from a school of, and maybe this is also Fresno, so maybe I'm redeeming myself now. But it was always all hands in.
Right.
Everybody participated to put the show up.
Right.
Period. It didn't matter what you were. It didn't matter if you're
Mhm.
the director, the choreographer. If you sometimes you had to go over to the city place and help with this, paint some sets. You got an afternoon off free. You want to come sew some buttons? Like everybody participated,
Mhm.
and even after school, I still walked with that. And I just thought I don't shake it. Like the show has to happen. It's
Right.
on the calendar. People have
Right.
sold tickets, so now we got to put it up
Yeah. Yeah.
by any means necessary.
Yeah.
If that means
That's
that the sound designer has to go and I have to run the sound from the booth, then huh?
I need some water.
What? You parched?
Yeah, I'm parched. Yeah.
Mm,
That
that
is.
tasted delicious.
Ooh, I'm gonna kick you off my camera. Um,
Medication helps.
yeah. Does it? Yeah. Um, uh,
Sure.
So I know that your room is a collaboration between the actors and yourself.
Always.
Um, you don't let it stray too far, but you are always willing to listen, which is important in the room because sometimes directors don't listen. They see what they see and they want what they want, which is fine. Um, but how has it ever happened where you had a thought for an actor and the actor said, "How about I do this?" And you like, "Oh, okay, so do that instead. Like, do that."
all the time, all the time. And there's no shame in my game. I said it this personal process. Like, don't do it on stage because if I like it, I will steal it and put my name on it. I don't care.
Yeah,
If it's brilliant, stolen, done.
yeah, yeah,
And and
yeah.
and why wouldn't you? If an actor shows you something that you didn't see before and that's brilliant, and they're the ones who have to do it 8 times a week, why would you tell them no?
Right.
You can be
Just
that
because
stubborn
it's not
about
your
it,
idea. Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Just because
And
it's
then what?
not yours.
Right. And then what does that do by the end of the day? Because for most jobs, you go to opening night as a director and then you leave and you're off to the next thing. So why would you fight it?
Yes. Yes.
Let these
Yes.
kids
And
do what they do.
yeah. I don't want to put this out there, but I'd be like, just wait till the director leave, y'all. We be all right.
Period. And as a director, I can say that I have also, as an actor, been like, we just got to make it to the reception, y'all. We
And then,
just
then we'll fix it. We'll
we
fix
just
it.
have to get to the step and repeat.
Yes. And then it's easy going after this. It's easy going.
Because
Um,
also, if any director or choreographer, if you're having a tumultuous, I just put this out there. If you're having a tumultuous rehearsal process, please do not think for 2 minutes that that entire ensemble has not already reblocked the show behind the scenes because they have.
yeah, we've been in that situation as well.
And
Hmm.
I don't mean like a giant reblock, but if an entrance doesn't make sense, trust and you're fighting the cast, trust and believe when you leave, it will be fixed. So why fight it? Just let it happen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let us be. Let us be. Um, so has your directing style evolved over time, or have you pretty much hit the ground with knowing how you wanted to tell stories, or has it been like, okay, so next time I'm going to do X, Y, and Z? Has it changed and become what it is right now, or were you always, brisk?
It is I've always been brisk, but it's definitely changed with different people that I've gotten to work with. And
Hmm.
and I think that's also what the point of theater is sometimes when you're doing collaborations. Like I take a there's a little seasoning that I took from when I worked with Elliot. There's a little seasoning that I took from working at other theaters. Here's a little seasoning from Fresno. Here's what I got from Dan Pisano. Here's what I got from like I it's all a it's all a gumbo.
Yes. Your
It's
favorite
literally
thing.
my favorite thing. It's all a gumbo. And
Yeah.
some some plays are more sticklers than other. Like if I'm diehard at a play, like Fences and you guys, that was all Dan Pisano. That
Okay.
my directing style for that was all him. Um, having my little sticky notes, that's Elliot.
Okay.
Having like it's all
All pieces that you pick up along the way
yeah.
to craft and mold who you have become as a director. Um, um, let's see. What else do I want to know? What else do I want to tell people in case I have to move on to another subject because you do all the damn things. Um, I had some other. Okay, here we go. So, so what do you measure? Because it's not about the seats, the butts in the seats, so much as what a show is successful that you've directed. What show did you consider that it was a success that you put together, and you looked and you sat in the audience, or you were in the sound booth, or whatever other five jobs you did at the same time, and sat and said, "Damn it, that's it. That that's what I wanted to see." Like, you don't. It doesn't have to be one of them. It could be many. But what's the one you sat back and was like, "Yeah, okay, I did that. I did that."
There's a couple.
Tell me all of them.
I
We
know the
can
first one though is just very. I'm gonna cry. It's
so
always gonna Mountaintop's always gonna be at the top. Mountaintop is always going to be at the top. In the being in the space with you and Curtis and just talking, just talking the script,
Hmm.
just talking the script was. I mean, we blocked that show. It was running on day three. We
Because he and I was
blocked.
open. I said, what I won't do is come into this rehearsal with 8 days and not know my lines. That's not gonna happen.
Well, and not only that, you guys were all off book. You both had already made choices.
Yeah, we made choices.
So all we needed to do was just make sure the set got built. We literally were waiting for the set to get built.
Yeah, we couldn't even go into tech because we didn't
We
have
were
the set
ahead.
yet.
Yeah, we were ahead of tech. We had days off so they could build the set.
Yes. And then my girl did the lighting. She said, I watched it already. The lighting's already done. So we
Oh,
were like just
Margaret.
like,
Margaret had
yeah,
already watched. She already watched our rehearsal and was like,
I lit it.
"We ran. We had one pass in tech, and everybody went home."
I was like, okay, well, we can go home now. Because I don't know if I could. That show was so much for me in my brain. A 12-hour day of tech would have made me fall out because
Sure.
it was so emotional and so high charged. And we just kept moving through. We didn't have to really stop. And so it was like a rehearsal, and we just left. And I was like, "Who? Thank you,"
And
because it was way too much.
I think at that point, I think at Mountaintop, I had already started working for Steven, who I'm working for now.
Okay,
And uh, being Steven's chore, I think the first time I was his choreographer, because he let me direct first.
okay,
But the first time he directed, and I was choreographer. Uh, sometimes I get high strung about some stuff. And also watching Steven just be like, "It is what it is. Why are we mad?
mm,
Either it's gonna get fixed or it's not, and we'll just move on. Or
yeah,
we have time to fix it, or we don't. Or this is what's
right,
gonna be, so we're just gonna pivot." Watching and learning from Steven how to pivot,
right,
I think helped with Mountaintop because we didn't. Once again, we were ahead of everything else, so
yeah.
it was okay for me to be like, "I'm gonna go sit in my office, and you're gonna go back to the cat's house. And if you need anything, give me a call. You want to go grocery shopping? You want to go to this lake? What you want to do?" I
Yeah,
can't build the set any faster.
yeah. And we were ready to be on it.
Right.
So whenever y'all do it, but we did lines every day, all day. And what the thing was with the process with Curtis and we never did lines together at home.
I know.
I would be in the kitchen, he'd be in the living room, he'd be in the kitchen. That we never did them together. After that initial read, it's the weirdest thing. I don't know if that kept it fresh or we never knew what each other was going to do when we got on stage, but we never did lines together in the house. And never even asked each other. We were just like, see you later. I got lines to do. And never did it in the house. It was the fastest, weirdest, most fabulous process for a show that heavy. I don't know if I could ever do that again. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was
So
good.
what's your other one?
Um, even even though I don't know my song, I'm very proud of the Prince of Egypt right now. I really am. I'm very
From
proud of
from the
them
other side of the table, you're very proud.
from the
Yes.
other side of the table. It
Yes.
is so. Let me say, and everybody here in Florida knows this, who've been in contact with me in the piece. I I saw the show in London, and I've watched the pro shot, and to me there was nothing memorable about it. Uh, I didn't really care for the songs. Maybe this is the reason why I don't like my song. I didn't really. I was. I walked away from it in London, being like, "Well, so that happened." And part of it is this cast
Okay.
cares and is in love with it and each
Okay.
other.
Okay.
And even if I weren't backstage, I'd be able to see that on stage. They are in tune with each other. Um, it's also why I feel like a fish out of water because I'm only in one scene, so I'm not with them
Right. Right.
at all. Uh, but they also get it. They sing voices of angels, and and the I think I posted this too. The director and I were like, because the pro shot is very much a dance concert. It is and they're dancing their faces off, but it is Dance Masters of America. They're giving their
Right.
all. And we both were like, that's not the story though. That's
Okay.
that's not the story. I mean, there's lots of dance music, yes, but it should be character driven. So that's sort of what we did with this. And every night I watch on the monitor. I watch them. I watch this show on the monitor every night. And you know me. You've been with me in shows. I don't watch the show.
I know. It's up. Be good.
It's up. Goodbye. I watch this show every night.
Mm.
So I think this is definitely a show where I'm like, I look at it like, we did that. They did that. Then I'm very proud of
Mm-hmm.
it.
That's good. That's good. That is good to know. So here's my next
Yes.
question.
Okay.
As a director, if the director hat on, because I'm gonna ask you this question in 3 different ways. With your director hat on, what is your dream show to direct?
Dream
If you
Girls
haven't done it already. Okay. That was I didn't get the
and choreograph, direct and choreograph.
okay. As an actor, what is the show, your dream
Dream
role?
Girls.
Okay. Would it be Jimmy Thunder Early?
Yes.
Okay. Um, what else? That's
Oh,
it.
by
Because
the
you
way, for
said
all of you out there, I know I keep talking about how I don't remember things right now that I'm getting older. I'm off book for Jimmy if you want to book. And can sing it up the octave and not get hoarse. I just that's all.
Okay, so Dream Girls across the board. Got it, done. But like what actor would you like to direct? Like your biggest dream to direct an actor, male or female, non-binary. What's your favorite? What's the actors that you would want to, you know?
That's good. That's a
I
good
know.
question. Ooh. I would love to be in a room with Vanessa Williams.
Okay.
And the reason why is
Okay.
because when she goes crazy on Soul Food as Birdie, I want that energy around me all the time. I'm like, I want to know what place you went to grab that knife. Let's talk about it.
Uh,
So, so Vanessa Williams.
okay. Okay. We're gonna put that out in the atmosphere. Vanessa, if you ever see this, let Kenny Green know. Kenny
In a
Green.
musical. Vanessa Williams in a musical.
Okay, in a musical. Okay. Now in a play.
Shamar Moore.
Oh, really? Shamar Moore? Okay.
Let me tell you why.
Tell me
Because
why. That's an interesting choice.
I think he could do a play.
Mm.
And I think I should have seen Shamar Moore and Top Dog Underdog. I left out Top Dog Underdog.
Because you did that too.
I loved directing that in Colorado. Top Dog
Okay.
Underdog. I would
Yeah.
do it again.
Has Shamar Moore done that, or you would think that he
No,
can do
I don't
that?
think. I think he can do it.
Okay. Okay.
Probably not now. We're all too old.
Yeah.
But he could have.
Yeah, the tooth is getting long, honey. The tooth is getting long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also. I'll stop.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go ahead. You're the guest. You go ahead.
I want more plays. I'm ready to do more plays. Everybody can sing. What's this singing? Everybody can sing. More
People
plays.
often ask me why, why you have, don't want to do music. Because I said, because I don't want to do any more 5, 6, 7, 8s. It's for the children.
Honey,
But I
you
can
don't
do a
you don't want
5,
to
6.
dance them? I don't want to make them up.
Yeah. Let me not just take myself out of the category. I would prefer not to. I like a strong stand on zero, park and bark. But if I have to do a little sidestep, I still can. I still
Listen,
can. The
we're
needs
at the
will allow.
age we're at the age of where are the set pieces we were promised to ride in on? Where are those? Were we supposed to be able to come down a moon or a staircase? Wasn't that supposed to happen?
Oh my God. Yes, that was supposed to happen. And
You
they
want me to
had
walk
it.
across a spinning disc?
Yeah,
What if I
yeah.
break a disc?
With these ankles? Okay. All
And
right.
these knees?
I think my contract was not clear.
Fuck
Um
M&M's. I need a knee brace.
keep your red M&Ms. Um so as an actor, you've done a lot of things, a lot of musicals. But you what play would you want to be in? What play, what's the role that you want to do that like, that really you want to get sink your teeth into? Did I lose you, Kenney? You know what I love about the internet? Nothing. Not a blasted thing. Can you still hear me though? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, but I can't see me. So we're gonna just keep talking until I figure out how to get myself in there. You remember the question I asked you?
No, no, no. That was my fault. A phone call came in.
Okay, so now I don't know where I'm supposed to be there, and I'm not there. But we're gonna finish this interview just the way we're gonna finish this interview because we're gonna finish this.
Okay.
So, like I was asking you, what role would you want to play in a straight play?
Any role?
Any role,
Modern, classic?
anything you want.
Well, so twofold.
Okay.
I would love to do the Goodbye Girl again and revisit Elliot Garfield. I have played the role already, but I did it when I
Okay.
was 19, and I should have not have done it then.
Okay.
And I would love to do it now.
Okay. That's an
Um,
interesting choice.
yes, I would love. So the reason why I said the Goodbye Girl is because I would love to be Richard III.
Oh wow. Okay.
And in the Goodbye
Yeah.
Girl, he is Richard III for like 2.5 scenes, and I got obsessed. And instead of learning my lines for the Goodbye Girl, I went and read Richard III.
Okay.
And I
That
became
is
obsessed with it. I would love to be Richard III.
okay. Okay. I don't know how.
Modern wise,
Uh-huh.
The Baker and Into the Woods,
Okay.
Amos, Chicago.
Okay.
Who else doesn't dance?
And that, my friend, is the answer to the question. Who doesn't dance?
Dance.
Uh-huh. Leave me be. Leave me out of this. Leave me up out of this situation. That's all I'm saying. All right. I got some things I call stage left quickies.
Okay.
And these are rapid fire situations.
Okay. So I can't
That
stop and think.
I'm gonna try this out for the first time. You are my guinea pig.
Clearly.
First show you ever performed in.
Goodbye, Guys and Dolls.
Your pre-show ritual.
I don't talk to anyone.
Stage or screen.
Stage.
Favorite theater snack during rehearsal.
It used to be Twizzlers, and now it's Reese's sticks.
Okay. Actor you'd love to share a stage with.
You.
One word to describe theater life.
Heaven.
Advice for a new actor walking into their first audition.
This won't be the first and it won't be the last.
Finish this sentence. The stage is where I
Belong.
Hey, Kenney, I don't know how the end of this video is turning out, but I think we can hear everything and it doesn't matter because it's the internet and we're going to do what we're going to do. But I want to thank you, my friend, for joining me in your drop top convertible in Flow Rider.
I had deception.
What you said?
I want to make sure I had reception.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'm gonna see you soon.
Yes,
And I love you,
I
and
love
thank
you.
you. I thank you so much.
Thank you, Mac nominee.
Yes, back nominee, back at you, babe. All right, babe.
Right. Have a great day. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I love.
I love.